All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have an interview today with Loren, Mr. Loren Jackson, and he's in Eatontown, and he is from the workforce development. He's a job developer, and he's an outreach specialist. So
Right.
he is a specialist that we're interested in picking his brain about interviewing for jobs.
Yes.
So would you like to speak first? Oh,
Hi.
Ms. Chorman is here also. We're working together the Italian for Advanced class and our ELL class.
Awesome, awesome. And a pleasure being here, guys.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Would you like to speak
Sure.
first and then take some questions from the students? How do you want to do this?
Sure. I just want to, start by saying, thanks for having me, and good morning again. As I was introduced, my name is Loren Jackson. I am an employment counselor here at Monmouth County Division of Workforce Development, and specifically working with youth between the ages 16 and 24, that are kind of connected, disconnected from the workforce. We do what we can in terms of work readiness to help them start a career or get back to work or whatever it is that they need to enter or upgrade in the workforce. A little bit of background about me. I'm from Township Lakewood. I graduated from Lakewood High School, went to Keene University. Played basketball pretty much throughout high school and college at Keene University, and got out and actually started as a substitute teacher at Asbury Park High School. My major was political science, so once I got 60 credits, I needed to work. I started a family. I was a father at 22 years old, and started substitute teaching. And from there, I left Asbury Park High School and became a program director at the Boys and Girls Club of Monmouth County in Asbury Park. From there, I got an opportunity to work here with the government and workforce development, and I've been here ever since. I believe we were talking interviewing,
Yes.
correct? Okay, just want to let you guys know that I jotted some notes that I didn't want to forget to give you some information. So my eyes might go to the right, here and there. I don't want to give you an impression like, these Ocean Township High School students. Let's get this over with.
Hey.
Right?
Right.
So that's important that you maintain eye contact when you're in an interview. So I wanted to apologize beforehand so that you guys don't get a non-verbal impression that I'm not interested in this video. Get an interview on Friday in any business office that's not open on the weekend. That's the best time to go and meet with the hiring manager. They're at their best. Their attitude is at best on Friday because we're looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah. All right.
When you're interviewing, it's very important that you understand, before how to prepare for an interview, how to conduct yourself during the interview, and also, how to follow up after an interview, okay? Before an interview, you want to research the company. You want to know as much as you possibly can about the company before going in. It's nothing more impressive than going in and having the lingo and know a little bit about what the company is known for and what they do. If you can go and visit the company website, if they have a company website, most websites have a tab for about us. You go and read their mission and what they're about, so that you have an idea of the company and what you get yourself into in terms of working for this company. You want to get a little advice from your family or someone close to you before going to interview if you're dressed properly. Okay, so sometimes we look through a little cloud of glasses. Sometimes in terms, even myself, I'm always with my wife. I have to get her advice on what I'm wearing when we're going somewhere, and I want to always present myself appropriately So always get advice on, do she think that what I'm wearing is the best for the occasion? The same thing with an interview. You might want to get a second opinion from someone and say, hey, all right, you know, you're going to knock them dead. You're looking great. During the interview, always arrive, 10, 15 minutes late. Not late, sorry. 10, 15 minutes early. Okay, you want to, it's always a good show of reliability. Being timeliness is important. They may want to give you a tour of the company. They may have some questionnaires or some paperwork that they might want you to fill out. So you always want to arrive 10 to 15 minutes early to an interview. All right. Non-verbal impressions, the way you present yourself is important in terms of your professional self. Okay. Everybody has that, that way about them, they're not being professional, and I know I am, okay? Where I'm just hanging out and, it's a different self. But my professional self, I was at my professional self when, in a business atmosphere. So you want to, maintain that impression of confidence, all right? Confidence is an important word in terms of, making an impression. You want to shake that person's hands. You want to look them in the eye. You want to say good morning or good evening, okay? And you want to show that you're happy to be there. You want to get eye contact and nods of agreement, or not sure, or I get what you're saying. You always want to show that nonverbal gesture. Body language is important, okay? You guys can't see because I'm sitting down and I'm very tall, but very often when I'm sitting at my desk, I lean back. I actually lean back to my desk a lot, right? But in an interview, I might be blowing it with that habit to say that, look, this is what I thought. Maybe I'm lazy. Okay, let's get it over with, all right? And inside, I really am interested in this job, and I want to knock this interview out the park, but my body language is telling the hiring manager something different. Verbal impressions. All right, when you ask, you may be in front of one person or a panel interviewer. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Nope. I think we froze. School's intimate though. Can you see us? I think we froze.
So, that question, but I'm eager to learn.
Mr. Jackson, you want to go back? You froze for about, Mr. Jackson, you froze for about 30 seconds, right before what? Because I'm going to edit this when it's done anyway.
Okay.
Maybe a good impression. Start there because you froze and you just came back.
With verbal impression?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so in terms of verbal impressions, you may be interviewed by one person, or you may be interviewed by a panel, okay? Before answering questions, you just want to take a breath, like a second to breathe. You just want to take a deep breath, collect your thoughts and the question that's asked, and try to be clear and concise as possible and elaborate as much as you can on answering the question, okay? But if you're really not sure about an answer, or you're not sure, or you don't have the experience to answer a question, I would advise just to be honest, to say, look, I'm eager to learn about, this topic, but, in my experience, I'm really not sure, okay? A hiring manager would appreciate that, okay? You always want to leave the meeting with questions that you might have that, going back to before, you might have jotted down a few notes on, some concerns you might have or some questions. At that point, at the end, if they ask you, more likely they're gonna ask you if you have any questions for them, okay? Nothing more impressive than to have some notes on some concerns or some questions that you might have for them, okay? You also, you wanna find out if they can tell you when you should expect to hear back from them. Because, you want to follow up, and you don't want to blow it by being a pest. So if they say, like, in a week, you should, in 5 business days, you should hear back from us. After a week, you can reach back out to them. If they said that you can reach out back out to them by email or by telephone call. After that time frame that you can reach out and say, look, I really appreciate the interview. I'm just following up, just to find out that I'm still being considered for the position. After that point, you kind of like let it ride, okay? You've gone through the interview and you have followed up once after, and then you let it ride after that, and hopefully you get a positive outcome.
Mr. Jackson,
Okay?
you gave us an awful lot of information. Our students may still have a couple of questions. So
Sure,
would it be okay if we did a little bit of a Q&A?
Absolutely, let's do that.
So anyone have a question that Mr. Jackson may not have answered? I heard what we should wear. I heard that.
I have one that he didn't answer.
Okay.
The most common question in an interview is, what is my greatest weakness or greatest strength? How do we answer that without seeming like bad or making a good impression on a person?
Excellent.
That is an excellent question. Okay. The question, what is your greatest weakness is actually a trick question. Okay. They don't go and volunteer all of these terrible things about your past.
Well, where do we start?
To say that these are your weaknesses, because it's actually blowing it for you. Okay, to say the very least about your weaknesses would be a negative. Okay. To the other question, what is your strength? Okay, you're going to stay with the information. A company is only concerned with what you can do to help their company. Okay, so this is where you should research the job description and keep your answer based on justifying what is in the job description. Okay, so if the job calls for you to be on your feet, say you were interviewing for a retail job and you're going to be on your feet for most of the day, you're going to say your strength is, hey, I like customer service. I'm great with, being on my feet and taking care of a lot of tasks today. So you're going to keep your strengths around what's in the job description and think what you can say that's going to support what they're looking for to fill the position.
All right.
Stay away from the weaknesses.
All right. Thank you.
Someone else have
Thank
a
you.
question?
Good.
Do you have a question? He answered it. Adnan, what's yours?
Yeah, sorry. About the eye.
Eye contact?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that was good.
Ahmad, what do you have?
How long does it take to make a decision for employer?
How long does it typically take? Why don't you ask it louder?
Alright. My question is how long does it take for an employer to make a decision?
Good question. Well, I come from a time where, the Sunday morning paper was the way we went and looked for, open vacant positions. Now, we understand that the competition for employment is much greater. So for every one career position, there's probably over 100 qualified applicants to compete with. And the hiring manager, what they go off of is, once you go to the company website, or sometimes you may even go through a third-party site, your application goes through what we call an applicant tracking system. And what an applicant tracking system is, once you submit your resume, or if you submit your application online, the applicant tracking system scans your information, and based on the keywords in your information, the applicant tracking system scores the keywords to see that you have enough in your resume or your application that's going to support what they need in the job description. Now, the applicant tracking systems then either forward your information to the hiring manager or crash your resume, actually, okay? Once you have gotten an interview and you have sat with the hiring manager, they're probably down to, the folks that they're seriously considering hiring. Usually takes them about a week or two to get through all of the interviews, and then a decision is usually immediate. Now, if you're applying for something in a system such as the government, a civil service process can take longer. It can take between a month and 3 months. But in the private sector, usually after about a week or two after interviewing, you should get some type of answer.
Thank you, thank you. Do we have a question over here?
Over here, yes. So I know many interviewers find that it's hard to balance the professionals, interviewees. They find it difficult to find the balance between the professional side and their personality and how much confidence they should show. What do you rather want to show, your personality or your professional side in an interview?
Good question.
Well, you're going to be in interviews where, the employer, may, show you a side that, may or may not, straddle a line of professionalism. But you yourself, as the interviewee, you're always at all times going to present your professional self at all times.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
They already have a job. You're trying to get a job.
Right.
Can I just ask you, Mr. Jackson, we're working together with the Italian for Advanced class and our ELL class. Is there a way to practice the interviews? Do you have any suggestions in practicing for interviewing?
Yeah, absolutely. If you can get, some of the staff there to set up a day where the students could come in and do mock interviews, such as this, not so much video interview, but in-person interview with some of the people that work at Ocean Township High School, some of the staff members, the teachers, maybe even some of the administration. If they could agree and volunteer their time to a designated day where you can have the students come in and do mock interviews, that would be great.
That's an excellent suggestion. We really want to thank you. Can we say thank you?
Thank you.
Can we say grazie?
Grazie.
Can we say thank you in any language we do know?
Merci.
Gracias.
All right. Thank you so much for putting up with us,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Jackson. Very helpful.
It's my pleasure. I appreciate it. Good luck to everybody.
Thank you.